Hello everyone, my name is Melanie Moncada and today I'm going to be talking about the infamous murder of the Zodiac Killer. He got his name due to the watch brand the Zodiac, which had the symbol that he would leave on all of the letters that he would send to the police. He terrorized Northern California in the late 1960s and has killed 5 people, although he has claimed to have killed 37. He has never been caught and the mystery of who he is has not been solved. His victims include 17-year-old David Faraday, 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen, 22-year-old Darlene Ferrin, 19-year-old Michael Mageau, and taxi driver Paul Stine. His first crime took place at Lake Herman Road, Vallejo, California, and his first victims included 17-year-old David Faraday and 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen. On December 20, 1968, he shot and killed both of them. Betty Lou Jensen was already dead, but on the way to the hospital, David Faraday would die. The police were unaware that this was the first crime of a serial killer. His second crime took place at Blue Rock Springs Park, Vallejo, California. On July 4, 1964, 22-year-old Darlene Ferrin and 19-year-old Michael Mageau were approached by a man with a flashlight. Although he walked away, he would only return later to shoot the both of them. They were both alive when the police arrived. Unfortunately, Ferrin died, and Mageau was the only one to survive. Mageau saw the killer and was able to give a description to the police. The description Michael Mageau gave to the police included young white male, 26 to 30 years old, stocky, 200 pounds or larger, about 5'8", light brown curly hair, large face. These would match the other 4 descriptions given. His third crime took place at Lake Berryessa in Napa, California, and his victims were 22-year-old Cecilia Shepard and 20-year-old Brian Hartnell. On September 27, 1969, the two were picnicking at Lake Berryessa, and they were approached by a man who was wearing an executioner-style hood over his head with the Zodiac Killer symbol located on his chest. He had a gun, a knife, and a pre-cut rope. He tied them with the pre-cut rope and stabbed them. Although being stabbed 6 times in the back, Hartnell would survive. Unfortunately, Cecilia Shepard would die. The police found a note that the killer left behind on Hartnell's car that had the dates of the previous crimes. Under the date of September 27, 1969, he wrote, "by knife." The description Brian Hartnell gave was 5'8" to 6 feet, heavy set, 225 to 250 pounds, and dark brown hair. His fourth crime would take place on October 11, 1969 at San Francisco, California. He murdered a taxi driver named Paul Stine. Paul Stine was shot by one of his passengers, and the passenger got out of the car. A girl nearby heard the gunshot along with 2 other witnesses and were able to get a good look of the man. Although this was the closest that the police were going to get to catching the Zodiac Killer, he got away. Due to all the chaos, the police who arrived at the scene incorrectly stated they were looking for an African American male. 2 policemen, Donald Falk and Eric Zelms, who were near the area, saw a man that fit the description of the Zodiac. But unfortunately, since they were looking for an African American male, they let him get away. Due to all this chaos, even the Zodiac Killer said in one of his letters, "P.S. 2 cops pulled a goof about 3 minutes after I left the cab." And the description that the neighbors gave were white male, 25 to 30 years old, 5'8" to 5'9", stocky, reddish-brown hair, and heavy-rimmed glasses. David Falk gave the similar description, white male, 5'10", 170 pounds, about 40 years old, glasses, reddish-brown hair, crew cut. The clues left by the Zodiac Killer were signed with the circle with a cross, which let them know that it was by the Zodiac. At the time of Paul Stine's murder, the Zodiac left a bloody fingerprint on the cap, but he later stated that it was only placed there so that they would lead the police on the wrong trail. One of the letters he sent had an encrypted code, and when deciphered it reads, "I like killing because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all to kill. Something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise, and those I have killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you would try to slow down or stop my collecting of slaves for afterlife." This was one of the many letters sent by the Zodiac to the police. His suspects that were suspected of being the Zodiac killer were Earl Van Best Jr., Arthur Lee Allen, and Lawrence Kane Kay. Let's first talk about Earl Van Best Jr. He was suspected by his son because he looked like the wanted sketch of the Zodiac killer. His name matched one of the clues left in the Zodiac's letters, and his handwriting on his marriage license matched the one of the letters. Reasons why Best might not be the Zodiac killer were: he claimed that the marriage license was written by the priest who officiated the ceremony, not him. And the police did not want to match the DNA of the Zodiac to Best because they said it was not enough to compile a case. The second suspect was the prime suspect, Arthur Lee Allen, and he admitted to his friends he was the Zodiac, and he referred to himself as the Zodiac many times. On the Lake Berryessa murder, he told his family he was going to Lake Berryessa and came home covered in blood. He also had a bloody knife in his car. Reasons why he may not be the Zodiac killer were: Allen died from a suspected heart attack in 1992, which gave police less time to suspect him. DNA did not match the Zodiac's, and his handwriting did not match the Zodiac's. He also did not look like the description given by the 4 witnesses. His handwriting did not match. The third suspect was Lawrence Kane Kay. He suffered from brain damage caused by a car accident, and police believe that this was the reason why he turned into the Zodiac killer. Kane was also one of the codes left in the letters. Kane met the age range at the time of the crimes in 1969. He lived close to the Paul Stine murder, and he also moved to Lake Tahoe in 1970 and had an incident involving a woman named Kathleen Johns, who would later say that that incident was with the Zodiac killer. This incident was: she was persuaded to get in the car with the Zodiac killer with her baby, and after being told she was going to be murdered with her baby, she jumped out of the car and ran away. Later on in the police department, she would point out Kane's picture and say he was the man who said he was going to kill them. Reasons why he may not be the Zodiac killer were: his handwriting did not match. He looked like the sketch, but he did not fit the description of the previous 3 killings. Also, reasons why police believed Kathleen Johns were: in a later letter he put, "This is the Zodiac speaking." No, sorry. He put, "So I now have a little list starting with the woman and her baby that I gave a rather interesting ride." He also included that his sketch did not match the other 3. Allen was the main suspect because he had diagrams of bombs in his trailer home. In one of the letters sent by the Zodiac killer, he included, "School children make nice targets. I think I shall wipe out a school bus some morning. Just shoot out the front tire and then pick off the kiddies as they come bouncing out." The Zodiac killer left a lot of letters for the police to try to catch him, but they never caught him. Although he terrorized Northern California, the mystery of who he is still remains unsolved, and they have not caught the Zodiac killer. Also, he might be dead by now. Thank you everyone for listening to my presentation.